Hello everybody, my name is Benji, and welcome back to Satisfactory. It has been a decent length of time since we played Satisfactory, and since I had a Satisfactory thing up on the channel, but we are done with the nuclear project, and we are moving on to new heights and new endeavors. Today is going to be all about fused modular frames. And I'm probably not gonna finish Fused Modular Frames today, so this will be a recap between two streams, but we really just need to get started. So we are back over on the lovely Gold Coast with all of our large production lines relating to oil. My phone's going off in the background, ignore it. And we have this lovely space here set out to work in. I just completely and entirely mirrored the building on the right for the cooling systems into the building on the left for fused modular frames. And we are going to be using the heat fused frame alternate recipe. What is the heat fused frame alternate recipe, you might ask? Well, the heat fused frame alternate is a lovely, more efficient alternate that uses nitric acid. Hence why we needed the plutonium unlocked before we could actually unlock this recipe and get started. It is very efficient in terms of the aluminum ingot cost, because the other recipe requires aluminum casings. And that is very expensive for aluminum. It's still a 1-to-1 on the heavy modular frame, so the iron and limestone cost is the same, as well as the coal cost. The only additions are the nitric acid, which is a little bit more iron, plus a little bit of water for the actual nitric acid, which is nuclear, no advanced refinement, a little bit of water, a little bit of iron, and some nitrogen gas to make the nitric acid that we need. And the heavy modular frames are going to be the same. And then the fuel, obviously, we'll just use a fuel loop, and we will sink all of the excess fuel. So this train station has been sitting empty since we finished cooling systems in, like, part 24, and this is currently part 32. So that's wonderful. We're finally gonna get to put this into good use. I'm so excited. I've got all of my notes up here on the side. We need 360 iron. We already have the coal. It's sitting right there. We already have the bauxite. They're both sitting right there. We already have the nitrogen. It's right there. And last but not least, we also already have the oil somewhere. I think I already set it to come out. I didn't already set it to come out, but we have the oil. It's chilling right there. And we're just going to bring everything across as needed. Whoa, lag. That must be a map border. In order to get started in this factory. So first up is actually going to be some of the fuel stuff on the first floor and some of the aluminum stuff on the first floor. And because of the fact that that deals a lot with stuff that we already have, I'm going to get that out of the way first and give you guys a lovely update. So we'll see you then. So, second recording of the stream, we have the bauxite processing for the aluminum scrap and the fuel processing in. That's really all we have time for right now, unfortunately. So, the next episode, which is going to be part 33, is going to have the rest of the recap video. There will be a thing up in the channel regarding when this is going to come out, so apologies for that. But thank you for watching so far, and I'm sure future Benji will have a nice little update for you when we start working on the project again. So it is currently day 2 of working on this project, aka stream 2 of working on this project. I can work a little longer than I worked last time. Last time I only worked for about 2 hours, and then I had to go because I started late and a whole bunch of bull crap. Today I can actually go a little bit later than normal. In between the last stream and currently, which we're about an hour into stream now, we have set up the iron and the steel smelting. We finished all of the aluminum smelting over here to get the aluminum ingots. And we finished nitric acid. So nitric acid fuel and the aluminum ingots, which are all ingredients for the fused modular frame. There it is, nitric acid, fuel, and aluminum ingots with the heat fused frame alternate recipe. So all of that is done. 3 out of 4 components have been completed. The other component that needs to be completed is the heavy modular frame component, which there is still much work to be done in the heavy modular frame portion of things here. So with the steel, pretty much everything goes into some sort of pipe array. So I'm going to be taking the steel that you see being smelted before you and bring it into their corresponding steel pipe arrangement. For example, we need 60 steel pipes to go to the heavy modular frames themselves. We need 45 steel pipes to go to the modular frames themselves, and we need 120 steel pipes to go to the encased beams themselves. So yeah, that's next up on the list, and then a little bit of iron work needs to be done to make reinforced iron plates. That's what the last of these 4 smelters here are for. And after that, it's just modular frames in assemblers and heavy modular frames in manufacturers up on the next floor, and finally ending with 2 blenders underclocked ever so slightly to make the heat fused frame, which once again, the recipe for the heat fused frame is the best recipe for the heat fused frame in terms of aluminum, and the heavy modular frame doesn't change at all. It's still a 1-to-1. So that's next up, and you will see that shortly. So we finally have, I keep saying so, you know, I tried once to stop myself from saying so often, and I obviously have failed. So, moving on. We have finished the encased beams and basically everything except for the last 2 steps, which is the actual heavy modular frames and fused modular frames themselves. So down here on the bottom floor, the last things that we did was set up the 6 constructors for the steel pipes and belt together the iron, and brought those up here. The iron splits off to make screws on the right and iron plates on the left, which go into these 2 assemblers, making reinforced iron plates that combine with steel pipes in these 2 assemblers to make modular frames. All of these 8 constructors are doing concrete. Some of the concrete goes into these 5 assemblers to make encased industrial beams. And last but not least, over here, we are going to have the 2 manufacturers for the heavy modular frames themselves. And we will have the 2 blenders over here for the fused modular frames themselves, which will then snake their way around and into the train. And we will finally have permanently automated fused modular frames, and we will have accomplished our goal for today's stream, which honestly is more than I was expecting to get done today. We're probably going to move on from what we are currently doing at that point and head over to the turbo motor location and start grabbing some resources. Just basic stuff like the nitrogen, the oil. Actually, I don't think I use oil for that recipe, which is pretty nice. And a couple of other things that we'll need to grab, including setting up some drones, which is why we have so many drones up there on our little bauxite distribution platform. Also, really enjoy this whole area over here. So there's the update for you, and we will see you once we're turning everything on. Fused modular frames and heavy modular frame infrastructure is now into the build, as well as actually having gone and grabbed the limestone and iron that are needed for everything to work properly. So let's go and grab ourselves a switch. Shonk. Oh, lag. Because everything's turning on at once. That's kind of how that goes. Why is that there? I'll have to fix that in a second. Chaos, don't self-promote. If anybody's gonna self-promote, it's me. But I don't really self-promote all that much, so. But I am now gonna have to self-promote to explain the fact that this is live streamed on Twitch, and people are in the chat, which is appearing in this section-ish of the screen, including Chaos, who's a great friend of mine. And Wolfos, who's also a great friend of mine. And everybody else, who's all really good friends of mine. So, I'm not here. Yeah, no, Image is not here. But it looks like the iron is in. Oh, aluminum's good too. Look at that. Oh, whoops. Yeah, there goes the scrap. Let me get rid of the HUD. And the aluminum ingots are working. The coal's coming in. The bauxite's coming in. The fuel is coming in. I really hope that yeah, it's working. It's getting up that nice big gap here, kind of. It's trying to. Looks like all of our aluminum stuff is working as intended, so that's good. All of our steel stuff is working as intended. Let's go check the second floor. My computer hates that I am recording and streaming at the same time. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Looks like iron is starting to work here. We've got some iron plates coming through. Some screws moving and grooving. We'll have some reinforced iron plates. There's a few right there. Eventually these guys will start to work, and they'll make us the modular frames. There goes the code exploiter, our wonderful computer circuit board oil refinery train. And here comes hot steel. I love the fact that hot steel and cold steel are both on the same line, by the way. Hey, look, speaking of the devil, there's cold steel himself. He's on his way. We've got encased beams being made here. Those are working wonderfully. I think everything's connected over here, which should be fine. There is no liquids yet in this regard. There's water here. I know for a fact that there's nitrogen. Oh no! Oh no! I did it bad! I did it bad! I forgot to smelt these! No! I forgot to smelt the iron into iron plates! No! Emergency! Emergency! Shut it down! We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. Crisis averted. We now have the actual iron plates being made, because it's supposed to be iron plates going in for the nitric acid, not iron ingots like me 5 minutes ago thought that it was. Oops. Also, we are still waiting on some modular frames by the looks of things. I don't think any have been made yet. And we're also waiting for liquids here. We should be having fuel making it up this thing. It is, it's just being pressurized, and it takes a while to actually pressurize correctly. But it should, TM, be pressurizing. Also, this should fill up right when this is done. Good. Very good. That's what we like to see. And you can see it is pressurizing. It's pressurizing very slowly. And this one has a little bit of fuel in it. That pump's not active yet, but that's okay. The water is also pressurizing, so it's okay. It's okay. We've got iron plates now. And an autosave. Gosh darn autosaves. Ah! Okay. This is back. Autosave's gone. Autosave is gone. We're fine. Who is this? This is Code Exploiter. I just want to make sure these blenders actually begin to work. Please? I don't think that has enough pressure. It certainly looks like it's trying, though. Certainly looks like it's trying though. Please, flow rate. This really does not want to work, does it? Alright, fine, I'll cave. But I'm only putting a Mark 1 pipe because nostalgia reasons. We haven't had a Mark 1 pipe in forever. Or Mark 1 pump in forever. And that'll make sure that the water actually gets up and into the machines. Yeah, look at that. Now the blender's moving and grooving. Oh, hey, the animation's fixed. The animation fixed it. Oh, well, almost fixed itself. There's still bits and pieces that are missing, but this part of the animation fixed itself. Yay! That's exciting. And now nitric acid is a thing. And the nitric acid is gonna go up the pipe, right? It's gonna start getting pumped, please. Okay, fuel's getting pumped. That's good. Oh yes. Oh yes. Ah, aluminum ingots are backing up. Wonderful. That means water is gonna back up soon. TM. Sad. Encased beams are here. Modular frames. Modular frames are here. Concrete, not quite. I knew concrete was going to take a while, though, so let's go on ahead and just shove some into the system, because we have plenty in our inventory, and it's going to take forever to overflow this way. So we'll give it a little bit of a helping hand. Just ever so slightly bit of a helping hand. And the steel beams we will not give a helping hand. We're having a very interesting conversation in Twitch chat right now. That may be why you see a lot of things. So, yeah, enjoy that. I hope you're enjoying so far. Are these working yet? I don't think so. They don't have any modular frames yet. Do they have everything else, though? No, they don't have nitric acid or anything else yet, either. Cool. Fun. Alright, well, things are taking a awful long time to back up, so... Future Beneji will bring us in when Future Beneji feels it is right. It's working! Apparently I was recording that whole time. I thought I had paused it. So I went to unpause it, but I accidentally paused it instead. Anyway, it's working! It's working, and we're gonna see our first fused frame here in a second. Both of them are working. They're the first fully automated fused frame. The first one. The first of many. Here comes another one. I love this game because you can make ginormous factories like this one. And ginormous factories like this one that only make 5 items per minute at the end of the day. 5 items per minute. This entire factory makes 5 items per minute. That's it. That's the entire end goal, is 5 items per minute. Five items per minute for this whole thing. All of the aluminum. The like 540 or something. 390 iron. 540 coal. A bunch of other stuff. A little bit of oil. A little bit of everything. All goes to 5 items per minute. And we also, you know, get to use the drone distribution sensor a little bit as well. That's always very nice. So I'm not currently going to wrap up stream, but I am going to wrap up the video here, and I will bring in the next video when we start working on turbo motors next time. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Satisfactory. But that is everything I have for you today. So, without further ado, adios, sayonara, Au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, avidisian, ciao, and goodbye. Have yourselves a wonderful day or night. I will catch you in the next one. Later.